In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of how to leverage your models deployed on Watson Machine Learning to fetch and display model insights in the OpenPages UI. Integrating an AI model with OpenPages offers several benefits. It improves data quality by evaluating the data and identifying errors. It can also fill in missing data and supplement existing data. It automates data entry to make it more efficient and to avoid human error. It ensures that data entry always follows the same approach and conforms to specific requirements. It lessens the dependence on a user's knowledge and skill level, and it improves the user experience by automating tedious and repetitive tasks. For example, you can use an integrated model to parse the description field of an object to identify the who, what, where, when, and why in the text. This points out objects with inadequate descriptions so that the user can enforce consistency. It can identify sensitive information, commonly known as PII, allowing the user to remove the sensitive information and preventing the information from being stored. It can automatically set a field to categorize an object based on its description. It can suggest tags based on the text in an object field, and automatically apply tags to the object when the confidence threshold is equal to or more than a given percentage. And it can summarize the contents of an object's description field and automatically enter the result in another field. There are some prerequisites. Models that are deployed on an AI service, such as IBM Watson Machine Learning, must be trained and tested by a data scientist. Testing ensures that the models are sufficiently accurate before they are deployed on the service. Now, you must be familiar with the fields used as inputs to the model, the data types of the fields, and the order in which they are defined. You must be familiar with the model output format on the service. You must understand which components of the model's output you want to extract. And you must understand JSON auto syntax to extract relevant information. Now, what services can you use to integrate your model with OpenPages? You can use IBM Watson Machine Learning on IBM Cloud. You can use IBM Watson Machine Learning on Cloud Pak for Data. And you can use IBM Natural Language Understanding on Cloud. Now, this is important. Before you use an AI service, make sure that your company has a plan for that service and that that plan will support the volume of usage from within OpenPages. What do you need from your data scientist to configure your model? Well, first of all, you need access to the model. You need to know what service you're using for the model. You need to have the input field names and the order in which the model requires them. And you need sample JSON data that represents the model output. There are also some requirements based on the service you are using. If you're using IBM Watson Machine Learning, get the base deployment URL, the deployment ID, and the space ID. For IBM Watson Machine Learning on IBM Cloud, get the API key. And for Watson Machine Learning on Cloud Pak for Data, get the username and either the API key or the password. If you're using Natural Language Understanding, you only have to get the API key and the URL. This is the process of integrating a model into OpenPages. First, you set up a connection to your model. Then you configure model inputs. You configure model outputs. You configure the user guidance. That is what will appear in the interface for the user. You add the model to a view, and then you test the model. Let's take a look at model integration in OpenPages. Here is a model that is already connected and working. This model has been configured to identify sensitive information, or PII, for the user. You can see that the name of the model, a label, and a description can be defined. You can also set the service. In this case, the service is set to Watson Machine Learning on Cloud. You can also set the insight type. This is set to display only, but you could set it to set fields or set tags. In the access parameters, use the information you collected before you began integrating the model. This information is needed for the connection to the model. To test the connection, just click. You can see that this was successful. Now we can go to Map Inputs. Here you identify the object and fields to use as input and define whether the user runs the model or the model runs automatically when the fields are set. Note that this model has been set to run automatically. Here in Map Outputs, you define what the outputs are going to be, including whether a single value or a list of values will be returned, what the labels will be, what the JSON out of string will be to extract the output, how the confidence scores will appear, and how to limit the output displayed to the user based on the confidence score. Let's go to User Guidance. Here you set up notifications for the user and define the layout of the model output. Because this model is already configured, I'll click Cancel. The next step is to add a model to a view. You need to set up a field in a view to use the model. In this case, the model is already added to a creation view on a loss event, and the PII model has been added to the description field, as you can see here. When a user creates a new loss event, the model runs automatically. Let's see how that works. I'm going to go to the primary menu, expand events, and select loss events. I'm going to click New to create a new loss event. I'm going to enter a description. You can click anywhere outside of the description field to apply your change, and you can see that the model is running. When the model is finished running, you click the light bulb icon to the right of the description field to display the insights. The insights show where PII was found and what you need to remove from the description to ensure that there is no embedded PII. You can also see the confidence score for each insight. This concludes my presentation about integrating a custom AI model with OpenPages. Thanks for watching.